Hello and welcome to the Amazing Nerdiverse. I'm Stephen Tugert.
I'm Jeff Grants.
And today we're going to be talking about Marvel's Doctor Strange.
This will be a non-spoiler review. We're not going to go into too much detail about the movie. So in case you haven't seen it, you can still watch this safely. And then after you see it, come back for our spoiler review on the podcast. Amazing Nerdiverse, episode 9. We're going to go into it. Let's start a little with the story of the film. If you don't know anything about Dr. Stephen Strange, a lot of people might not. He's one of the lesser-known Marvel characters. I myself haven't read a whole lot of stuff. I've read this one right here, The Oath, which is really good.
Into the movie, I only knew like the basic stuff.
Yeah, he's a surgeon. Loses his hands in a car accident that crushes him, and he's searching desperately to find a way of getting his hands back.
The accident that takes the ability for him to use his hands is way more than what I thought.
Yeah, it was really graphic, and
I was like, oh my god,
kind of dizzying. It was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
About the characters, the actors, and everything, I thought this was a really well-cast movie. You had a lot of heavy talent in there, just filling out the cast for some of these smaller parts and characters.
Starting off with Benedict Cumberbatch, he's really
phenomenal.
Good.
Yeah,
he's good at anything.
Yeah, I've been a huge fan of his ever since Sherlock, and I'm really glad to see him get a high-profile character like this to play and bring to life.
Right, I'm really glad it's him.
He's really a jerk though. He's a jerk, likable. Like the beginning of the movie. Yeah, you like him, but you're still like, wow, I don't want to go.
He's that bad.
Well, you're a jerk too.
Wong was really good. I like him.
Yeah, he was a really cool, fun character.
Yeah,
because I've seen, in the comics and cartoons and video games and stuff like that, you've seen the version of Wong that is typically like a manservant. He's kind of like his Alfred and everything, and they took this character. They kind of changed
it a little bit in the movie from that.
Yeah, it's
kind of like a mentor,
Yeah, he's more of a teacher mentor than just a guy who brings him tea.
Right,
which is nice.
I'd like to have a guy bring me tea.
I'm not bringing you tea. Rachel McAdams was Christine Palmer. She is in the comics. She's a version of the Night Nurse.
Oh, okay.
Claire Temple in the Netflix shows like Daredevil and Luke Cage. She's a different version of that kind of character. And in this comic right here, The Oath, which they actually pull a couple things in the movie, she's got a business set up where she, helps heroes. And I felt she was a little underserved in the movie. It was kind of a smaller part than I was expecting.
Yeah.
She's like essentially the love interest. And there's not a whole lot more to go into that relationship. There's a history between the characters, but I don't feel like they really brought it on that part of the film.
The Ancient One.
Yes, Tilda Swinton is awesome as the Ancient One.
Very good.
A lot of people were kind of annoyed with the casting of it.
After you watch it, you won't be annoyed.
No, she is a really cool character. Chiwetel Ejiofor was great as Mordo. That's cool. That's a character. If you know anything about the comics, you know that he's got a lot of history with Doctor Strange. He is the one that found Doctor Strange, brings him into the fold, into the temple and everything in Kathmandu, and he's
very good. He's very likable.
I mean, he's a phenomenal actor, and he brought a lot to that. And we're just seeing the beginning of that story, but as the series will go on, we'll see a lot more with that character and learn a lot more about him. He's definitely not just a one-and-done character in this franchise.
Which is good, because a problem that a lot of people have with Marvel villains is they just don't connect with them. I think this one, the villain in Doctor Strange, I think you'll be able to connect with a little bit more. Yeah,
Mads Mikkelsen, the reason he's doing everything he does, you can kind of relate to. He's trying to basically find a way around death, and that's the human race. The human existence is, you live till you die, and he's trying to find a loophole in that system. Again, like most of the Marvel movies, the villain's kind of weak, but he is such a strong performer and such a great actor that
you get it.
It was a captivating performance for me, and he was just such a great part of it. He added to the movie. He added to the fun of it. Just no one plays a villain like Mads Mikkelsen. And his motivation, from what we could gather from what we learn in the movie, it sounds like, he's got a personal reason for doing everything, but we just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's not really explored too much. But the performance, his
eyes freaked me out.
Yeah, the makeup effect on the eyes was really cool. But the performance was great. I love Mads Mikkelsen, and he just kills it and everything.
Special effects.
Yes.
I want to say this. anyone who had said, "Oh, it kind of looks like Inception or The Matrix."
Wrong.
You don't know what.
That's just a little bit of the movie that's kind of resembling to that, but it goes way, way deeper into the other realms.
If you're gonna see it in 3D, you're gonna throw up.
You might want to see it in 3D. I kind of want to go back and see it in 3D. We only saw it in 2D.
Right.
So
just the 2 dimensions.
Yeah. I'd like to add a couple more dimensions in there.
You might astral project vomit.
Tile vomit. And like, you know, there's not only the twisting Inception-y kind of effects of the real world in there, but there's also the really cool, trippy, colorful stuff that like Steve Ditko did in the original comics and everything, and the artists after him, like the visuals that they brought to that world, it was just visually amazing on the big screen.
The phrase that came into my mind, which I would never use in real life, was a feast for the eyes.
Yes.
It was just really very entertaining.
There was so much to just look at and just be amazed by throughout the movie. Scott Derrickson, he's a director that not a lot of people know by name. He did the movie Sinister. He was more known as like a horror guy, but he has just made a name for himself with this film. Yeah, the visual stuff, the characters, the story, everything was just perfectly brought together. There was a few small things, like I said, like I would have liked to see a little bit more of the villain's, reasoning behind what he wants to do, maybe a little bit of his backstory. Like before he came to the Ancient One and all them and got trained by them, I'd like to see a little more of that. I
don't know. I kind of like just starting off running like that.
Yeah, they definitely, and that's another thing to say.
The opening fight could easily have been the end fight.
Yeah, and this movie just flew by too. Right. Like it was a 2-hour plus movie, and I was like, it's already over. Like it flew by. Anything that wasn't quite up to snuff for you?
Just not long enough.
There was one thing that I kind of wanted to know, like where exactly in the MCU this took place.
Oh yeah, time frame.
Yeah, because like, you know, it seems like he had a lot to learn. Yeah. And there was a lot of time spent there, but there's something that happens early on if you keep your eyes open, or your eyes and ears open for little clues and stuff like that.
Your eye of Agamotto.
Yeah.
Open.
Yeah. You might catch a couple of Easter eggs and idiot. A couple of little Easter eggs and nods to the other films, and that made me wonder, when exactly is this taking place? Yeah. There's 2 post-credit scenes. There's a mid-credits and a post-credit. Definitely look out for them. They're awesome.
How many astral projections do you give this movie out of 10?
I give this 9 out of 10 sling rings.
I give it... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10... Eyes of Agamotto. Yeah. If I'm not pronouncing that right, that's gonna haunt my dreams.
Agamotto?
Agamotto or
Eye of Agamotto.
The problem is we've always seen it written.
Yeah, that's a problem with a lot of these. You want to know how they like pronounce a name like Dormammu.
I just say Dormammu.
Dormammu?
Yeah.
They say Dormammu in this movie. So you learn how to say it.
He says it a lot.
Yeah. The name,
you'll see.
Dormammu.
You'll see what I'm talking. He says it a lot.
All right.
I just want to go see it again.
Yeah, let's go see it right now in 3D. We got time? What time is it?
We've got all the time in the world.
All the time in the multiverse. All right, that's it for our movie review of Doctor Strange. If you want to hear more, we hear us talk full in-depth spoilers. We'll do that on the podcast coming up Monday. Until next time, I'm Jeff Grants.
I am Steven Tukert.
We'll see you next time right here in the Amazing Nerdiverse. Doctor Strange.